Somebody knows we're going to the mountains. Oh yeah. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm back up in the mountains. It's Memorial Day weekend. It's the 25th. I got up here early in the morning. It's about 9:30 before all the crowds start showing up. Oh, another beautiful day. I brought something with me that I normally don't bring to the mountains, but I'm going to give it a shot today. I got my mountain bike. I am going to go up the trail to the main fork, or up Hellhole, along this old oil-filled road. Because I am out of shape when it comes to riding a bike. It's a whole lot of uphill. But coming down, oh boy, it's going to be way more fun. You get a whole lot of video of me going up. I'm in just over a half mile. My legs are smoked. I can barely catch my breath. It's pretty steep. I bet it takes me a quarter long to go down as it is going to go up. But there aren't a whole lot of trails you can bring your bicycle on. You can actually just ride it. Bikes are allowed on a few trails, but they're all switchbacks and big rocks. This one's just steep. So I've made it 1.4 miles up the trail, and I've just had to sit back on a rock here and catch my breath. I'm averaging 4 miles an hour, so I'm doing pretty good compared to the 2 I would usually hike on a trail like this, or maybe 2.5. But elevation up here is no joke, and it's definitely taking it out of me. So the trail to Hellhole starts in 2 places. One is where I just started, off of, it's up the Christmas Meadows trailhead area, but not all the way to the Christmas Meadows trailhead. The other one is right off Highway 150. The very first thing you have to do though is cross the river, and right now it's jumping the banks on both sides. Not really that advisable. The river crossing start does save you though, probably better than a mile each way, so a couple miles round trip, which is worth something. In the summertime, I would definitely wade the creek or the river to go up the trail. Or to my web page at clayonthethrail.github.io. There'll be a link of my tracks. There's 2 what I thought were oil platforms along the trail. The top one I think still is. You can see the pipe sticking out. This first one, this looks like they're just storing gravel for finishing this road. There's a couple chipmunks running around, trying to keep me company. So I don't see a sign or anything, but it looks to me like this is the trail junction where the trail from Highway 150 on this side is going to meet up with this trail. So just a little further up the trail, 100 feet or so, I'm catching my first glimpse of the river. Looks pretty steep, and it's moving some water. So I didn't want everybody to have the idea that I rode my bike all the way up here, because that just isn't happening. I'm over 9,000 feet right now, and this has just been a steady climb all the way up, and I'm smoked. So I'm walking and pushing my bike. There was a cow and a calf moose in this meadow right here. And they just ran into the trees here, but I can't see them. I'm not stupid enough to just go stomping through there, but we'll see if we can get another peek at them. Well, they're gone. I didn't ever get another shot of them, but they were down in this meadow and they just went right in the trees right there and disappeared. So looking on my map, it looks like there's two little ponds just right up here on this rise. So I'll walk up here and see what they look like. Well, thank goodness I didn't have to walk very far. Wow, this is pretty in its own rights. I certainly wouldn't qualify this as a pond. A bog maybe, but not a pond. So I made it to the bridge that crosses the main fork, which is a relief, but this is the first sign of the trail. So I'm going to stash my bike somewhere. It doesn't look like they've done much up here yet. Anyway, stash my bike and walk up the trail a little ways. I do side tracks I've made going down to the river and looking through the trees for the moose and finding the bog. I've gone 3.72 miles up the road till it hits the main part of the trail. I just leaned my bike up against the trees. So there's some spring beauties there all over this trail again as soon as we've got off the road. And if you watched my video on the unnamed lake around Bourbon Lake Trailhead, I showed you can dig those up and eat them. Well, I have never seen spring beauties so big or so thick as they are right here. And clear up that hillside. Here's only the second stream or water source I've seen coming out of here, and there is a lake, I believe, at the top end of this. I thought about going to it. I still haven't made up my mind. It would be clay off the trail doing that, but that is generally what I like to do. So we'll see where we end up. Well, anybody that watched before knows that I'm not much for sticking to trails. So I've opted to go find this unnamed lake. It says, I set a waypoint to guide me there. It says I'm only 18 minutes away and it's like 1,500 feet away. Man, the spring beauties. Guy could harvest them up here and have enough to last you all year long. They are everywhere. And it's pretty. I like the lodgepole forest. There's not a ton of deadfall. It's wide enough and open enough, guy could get around. I've been sidetracked. There's a big pile of rocks here. I don't know what it's all about. Oh, looks like someone's made him a heck of a fire pit. Not the worst place to be, I suppose. Well, it only took me about 10 minutes to get up here. That was a happy surprise. It is pretty. And at least this has water in it. It's not full of grass. So I think I'll walk around, find me a nice spot, sit down and eat some lunch. So I haven't seen a ton of activity, but I have seen 2 ripples, circular ripples where fish are rising. I don't think this is a fishing destination, but it's definitely time to get the fishing license out. I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this or not, but the time has come. I normally hike in a pair of La Sportiva Trangos. One of my favorite mountaineering boots. They're rubberized all the way around the sides and stuff, so if you get in a patch where you need to do some climbing, you get good friction. They're heavy. Probably weigh 4 or 5 pounds for the pair of them. Waterproof, Gore-Tex, I mean the whole works. I put a pair of the green Superfeet insoles inside of them, and I've hiked hundreds of miles in those boots. But I was looking around on the internet one day, and I found these goofy minimalist toe shoes. And these are actually hiking boots. They're minimalist hiking shoes. So they have 40% sole of what a normal hiking boot has and way less than what a normal mountaineering boot has. So I just walked across this log, which is something I may or may not have done with my mountaineering boots on, because you just can't, you can't get a good grip, and if you fall, I would have got really wet. But you can wrap your toes right around this log. It was the craziest thing. I have been hiking and biking all day with these shoes on through country that looks like this. It's full of rocks and sticks, pointy things, and my feet are so comfortable right now, and you can barely tell they're on. I mean, they're like a half a pound for the pair. They're not waterproof. They do have their drawbacks. I don't think getting them wet will ruin them, and I did actually buy them for hiking in and using when I bring my paddleboard, because that is my intention this year. So anyway, shout out to these stupid, ugly blue shoes, and matching merino wool socks with the toes in them too. I was impressed to find those. They're actually very comfortable. I made it around. It's not a very big lake, but I made it around to the inlet. It's not huge, but there is a good amount of water going into this lake. And it's almost bursting the seams where I came up on it over there. But looking at it, I believe the outlet's going to be more over on this side. I did find the outlet of the lake, and it drops down into a little overflow pond, and then dives down through the trees there, and that's the little creek I followed on the way up here. All right, I made it back down to my bike, and it was still here. I have not seen hide nor hair of another human being since I left. Memorial Day weekend, no less. I guess you just have to know where to go. So now for the fun part. I am going to get back to my truck as quickly as possible, hopefully without crashing. So I have not got a ton of video going downhill because I'm going so fast I have to hold on with both hands. I don't have a bike mount for my phone. So sorry you're missing all of that, but holy cow, I'm making really good time. Whole tongue hanging out. That's how I felt on the way up. He didn't even care, but boy, on the way down, he's earning it. All right, well, I made it back to my truck. I did 8.5 miles. Took me 2.5 hours to ride my bike up the trail, park it, hike up, find that lake. Sat down for a few minutes and had lunch. And I rested dog twice. Gave him a couple minute rest each time, 3-4 minutes anyway. It took me 25 minutes to get down. So that worked out pretty good. It was exhausting going up, but boy, coming down was fun. So thanks for watching. If you like my videos, give them a thumbs up, share them, subscribe. Thanks for watching.